What's up, YouTube? You checking out the Frequent Flyer, and this is my quick review of the SX S48, and SX is for Senxiang. That's a company I've never heard of before, but they made this Explorer, the S48. I'm sorry, the S48 Explorer, and so this is it right here, and I just have to say that this thing is pretty awesome. I really like it. This thing gives you nice flight times of 7 minutes at least. I've been getting 7 minutes of flight time with it, sometimes longer, depending on how much of the fast yaw spinning. This thing does have a very fast yaw on the third rate, and it's kind of uncontrollable. Yaw, it's not very proportional, the yaw on the highest rate, but the mid rates on this thing is really nice, and that's where it really shines. I like the mid rates on this. It has a decent pitch on mid rates and a decent yaw. The low rates is not bad. It's really docile, but that's to be expected because the low rates are usually for just beginners. But the mid rates on this thing is really nice. It flips really nice. And as you can see, it's I don't know if it's translating well on camera, but this is that size in between a micro and a mini. The Skydreamer Plus is a little smaller than this aircraft, so just a tiny bit, but for the most part it's this same size. I have tried to fit the props on here on the Skydreamer Plus, and they don't fit because the Skydreamer Plus is a little smaller. If you can see, matching it up from motorpod to motorpod, it's a little larger than the Skydreamer Plus, so they don't fit. I haven't checked it out with the Super S. Let me grab the Super S from up here. This is the Super S. It looks like it's a little larger than the Super S as well. The motorpods stretch out a little wider, so the props are probably not gonna. Well, actually, the props are the same size as the props that are on here, so they'll probably fit on this thing. Sit that back up there, but this is a really nice flyer. I like the way it flies. One of the negatives that I have to say about it though is that the lights on here, the LEDs constantly flash different colors, so no night flying with this. I haven't tested it at night, but I'm pretty sure there's no night flying with it. Well, actually, I did fly this at night. I didn't capture it on camera, but I did fly this at night. You can fly it at night if you have some light out there. See, when my night flights are actually well lit because I have poles with lights on them out there. Light poles are providing light for me to be able to see some of the aircraft, so it helps a little. But if you're just going to be flying in complete darkness, this is not going to be a good night flyer because of the fact that the LEDs just constantly change colors. They just flash. I think they alternate between green and red. So it would be nice if they just stayed solid. Then you would be able to fly at night and be able to make out your orientation. But as of now, they flash. I don't know of any way to stop them from flashing outside of modding it. So but other than that, this thing is a really nice flyer. It flips well. It gives itself a lot of throttle though before the flip, but for the most part, that's what most of these multi-rotors do now. They give a bunch of throttle, just enough to flip over. This one gives a lot of throttle. It actually over throttles, so you really can't flip this indoors because it'll hit the ceiling. It did that to me a couple times. But another nice thing about this quad is they supply you with two different sets of landing gear, two different styles. So I thought that was pretty awesome. I like these that it's on now. They're actually separate legs. This one here, so you can just have the taller separate legs on there, or you can have this style, the shorter style. And it looks like you can put a camera on this. I didn't see a camera version, but there is a camera socket there, and it is real. So if you can find a camera to it, this is a camera bird, I guess. These little you can take these off. You really don't need these, being as though you don't have the camera with it, and it can fly like this. This is usually the way that I fly it. I just put those on so you guys can see what it looks like. But these can be removed too. These are removable. I was flying it and I crashed, and one of these was hanging off, and I was thinking that I broke it, but they actually snap on, so you can remove these. I don't know why you would want to remove these though, because you can't really change the motors by removing this. But they are removable, just one thing to note. And yeah, this thing has a really fast yaw rate on the third rate, which makes it unflyable, but it looks really cool when it's spinning around fast. This also has headless mode, but it spins I think it spins around too fast for the headless mode to keep up. So the headless gets off really quick with this one when you're spinning really fast. So that high speed yaw on the highest rate, I think you can only just do funnels and pirouettes with it really fast, and that sort of thing. If this was deviated, you would probably be able to, it would put some proportion to the high speed yaw, and then maybe you can control the yaw. But as of now, I don't know what protocol this is on. I was unable to bind this to any of my other transmitters. But it's a really nice flyer though. And it comes with a rather small battery, a 300 milliamp hour battery, I believe. And yeah, a 300 milliamp hour battery, and there's a little recessed socket there, so you really can't get any 500 milliamp hour batteries in here, although they do fit in the battery bay, because there's a lot of space in this battery bay. Actually, you can get them in there, but they cover up the hole there, so you can't really plug it in. So yeah, the largest battery that I was able to get in here is the 380 milliamp hour battery. And it takes this micro low C connector here. So a pretty nice flyer though. I really like it. Oh yeah, so the transmitter is this Xbox 360 style transmitter. My favorite color, black and red. Well, red's my favorite color, but you know I like it accented with black. So black and red is a nice combination for me. I like that. The sticks don't press in. So this button here is to perform flips, and I believe this button here turns the light on and off. This button puts you in headless mode, and I'm not sure with this button. I think it might be. I'm not sure if this button actually is the return to home. I think one is, yes, that's what it is. This one is return to home, and this is headless mode. So two separate buttons for return to home and headless. And this is the elevator trim, and this is the aileron trim, and you have all the trims here. This is the throttle trim, up and down trim, and this is the yaw trim there. So pretty okay transmitter. I'm used to these. It takes 2 AA batteries. I'm pretty used to this style controller, and the transmitter actually has nice thumb pads, just like the Sima X4 style transmitter. Looks identical actually. So pretty awesome aircraft. I like it. This thing is a pretty nice flyer. It gives you nice long flights and flips really well, and I like the stunts that you can do with it. Although one more thing to note, you can't do manual flips with this. For some reason, when you go into when you flip, well, I'm sorry, you can do manual flips. I mean, you can't do multiple flips. When you press the button to make it flip, and once it flips over, and you can't cut throttle. Once it starts flipping, it's all completely automatic. So I found myself cutting throttle, and it'll still execute the flip and give itself throttle to stop, and then it'll fall. The throttle will cut actually after it's done doing the flipping sequence. So you can't do multiple flips, but you can do manual flips with this. Manual flips work pretty well with it. I would suggest giving yourself some height, because this is a really light aircraft. It's pretty light, and the light ones, you usually have problems with it flipping over because the wind resistance and how light it is. It really doesn't flip over fast. So I suggest getting a little hype before you try a manual flip. As far as I know, it only comes in this color. I haven't seen it in any other colors. This is the back of the box, because the front of the box has a big window to see the aircraft when it's in there. But that's it. The SX S48. Thanks for watching.